All right, there we go. Now I have the
Book
microphone
rate,
turned on.
book. Oh, and a microphone.
Yeah,
It's always something.
yeah. How's it going, Krogan?
Yeah, but it's going. But you know what? You know what I like about your streams? They're mine might have more bells and whistles, but they're less stable than yours. Yours are pretty stable. Once they get going, they stay going.
Yeah, generally. And so I'm on new stream settings.
Ah,
I'm gonna try something different. Let me know what you think of this so far, guys. I see Archivers in the chat on YouTube. How's it going? Roger's in the chat on YouTube. Krogan's on D Live because he can't have a YouTube.
no, I'm not allowed to. I'm a bad boy. Bad boys aren't allowed to have YouTube channels or accounts. I mean, like I said, I mean, I would be happy just like don't give me a channel. Just let me have an account where I can like, dislike, comment, you know. But no, I
Nope.
can't have that.
Nope. It's verboten. You're not allowed to have that.
And you know, not to keep going on about this on your stream, but it's like so many people keep telling me like, "Oh, do this, try that." It's like, guys, like it's hardware, IP, etc. Like literally, like whenever I go to make an account via any number of methods, it is deleted within hours or days. Like I'm not allowed to have an account, period. Like if I bought a new computer and moved back to the IS or the US and had a different IP, then I think I could have one for a while.
Yeah.
But that's the only way circumstances under which I think I could have one. Anyway,
Something to think about for you guys is if you don't have an account with Google at all, Google is forming a profile around you still because you're going to websites that use Google for advertising. You might be using Google services like YouTube, even though you don't have an account there. They build a profile around you. If someday you do create an account, they may be able to link that profile, that anonymous profile you created, to the new account you're trying to create. So, like, everything you've done over the years still gets linked to you, even though you never had an account. But, yeah, let me know what you think of the stream. I'm using new settings. I'm streaming actually at 720p instead of 1080.
Oh.
But I'm also streaming, I think, in a way that'll be like, you know, when you're in those situations where every pixel is moving, right? When you're running like this, especially if you're running fast, where like every pixel on the screen is changing color all at the same time, it may not dip in sort of quality. You know, you get that bit rate thing. What are you saying, Krogan?
Pixelation.
Yeah.
You get pixelation in fast moving environments or fast moving scenarios because the compression algorithm has to work harder and all of that. So by lowering the resolution, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is where I think if you had like a 3080 graphics card or like a really high-end system, I think it would offset some of that. I could be wrong. That could be just down to bit rate.
Mostly just bit rate, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are Hawk.
Yes.
A patrol went missing along the wounded coast. The Arashok says you have some semblance of honor. So tell me, did you kill them?
I don't remember. Okay, well, I can assume that because there's no option for me to confess that I didn't do it.
Oh, by the way, can you up the resolution for me? Because I'm at 480 and I can't read any of this. I mean, if you can't, you can't. I can deal with it like I have before. But if you can raise the resolution for me,
I don't know if I want you reading it.
Oh, all right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I believe you. If you are not responsible, I waste my time here.
Yeah, mine too.
They're so big and grim. What do you suppose would happen if I tickled one of them?
How inappropriate. Roger says you must consume the bugs to be unbanned. I don't think they'll unban him no matter how many bugs he consumes. All right, Arashok.
Sarah Hawk.
Monsieur?
Last we met, I did not know your name. Did not care to. You have changed your fortune over the years.
Are these camera angles wonking out?
I have not. I offer a
I don't think so.
Hawk.
Oh, it must be on my end then.
What he thinks is the formula for Gatlock. You will want to hunt him.
So you wanna hire me to hunt someone?
Sounds like the recovery should be worth something to me.
1,000 lives. The stolen formula was a decoy. Sarkamek, a poison gas, not explosives. A small amount is dangerous enough to your kind, but if made in quantity, perhaps by someone intending to sell it.
That merchant, Xurious.
Would he be cautious? Or would he assume success and make enough to threaten a district? A courtesy hawk. You will want to hunt him.
Okay, so someone's making gas.
Any idea where we can find Xurious?
I heard about a sell-off. Merchant territories and such. They don't do that unless someone left in a hurry. I'd have figured he'd rooked some noble. He's sure not a burglar.
Just tell me where he is.
I haven't kept up on the squirt. Ask the coterie.
Panahedon, Hawk. It will be interesting to see if you die.
Okay. Am I supposed to like these Krenari? Well,
I don't know.
whatever. This has been an interesting game so far. It's certainly, you know, what's interesting about the story they're creating here is it's really disjointed compared to the first game. You know, in the first game, it's like, there's a blight coming, it's going to take over all of Ferelden, you got to build up your army, pieces of Ferelden, pieces of the land are getting taken over by the Darkspawn and whatever, and you're like getting things ready for the climax. And here, in this game, well, first we got to get into the city, and then you get this sort of thing where it's like, well, go to the deep roads. It's all about the expedition, going to the deep roads, blah, blah, blah. You know, your family's got, is in the low town, and your sister's running from the whoever. But now I already did the expedition, my sister's dead, and we're back in the high town or whatever. Okay. Now what am I doing? I'm just running around doing errands for people who are asking me to do things? That's what I'm doing now?
Right, after all that effort, after all of that, like, leading up to the deep roads, it's like you go in there and you're there for, like, a session, and then you're back to running errands within the city.
Yeah. Seems to be weird.
But, like, this whole, like, blight theme, like, oh, there's some kind of cataclysm coming and we all got to stop it, it's going to change everything, like, that's a real common theme in, like, all of these games, like Anthem, what is it, that new game, the Outlanders or whatever, like, seems to be a very, very common theme, and I expect that, that's going to be going away sooner or later. All those games, by the way, have very, very disjointed storylines that make no sense.
You're selling the assets of Xurious Tintob?
We are. Limited districts, limited contracts. Keeps territory clear and separate from the start. He had a meager lot, but he skipped with dues outstanding, so up it goes.
Where is he? I can say where is he in a nice way, in a joking way, or a mean way. Do I want to be mean while asking where he is? I guess I'll jokingly ask where he is, but at the same time I really do mean it.
Sounds like he's made a few friends. Can one of them point me his way?
Ask that about anyone else, I'd have you thrown out. This one, he owes me too. Xurious left in a hurry. I'd put him at Smuggler's Cut if he's avoiding patrols. It empties at a cave outside town.
Oh,
Tell
good, a
him I
cave.
said,
The
"Don't
same
come
cave.
back."
Not the troll I'd expect from a master
Alright.
thief. Just saying.
Alright, what's down here? Nume, how's it going? Good to see you. Oh, here's Smuggler's Cut right here. Wow. I don't have to go anywhere. Now, the fun part. And when I say fun, I mean tedious. What are these dwarves? Why is there all dwarves? Run script. Kill all hostile. Wow, half of them died. That's interesting. And of course, there's waves.
Is everyone all right? Ha!
I am found here.
got you.
Nume says there is a mod that removes the dialogue wheel and shows the entire dialogue as it's spoken. Oh. That would be basically a recreation of the first game, only with voice acting for the main character.
I mean, in a lot of ways, you know, I don't know if that's proof that people are getting dumber and dumber, or if it's really proof that the video game industry is trying to appeal more and more to a wider audience.
Right.
I guess I would lean more toward the latter. I just think there's more people now playing video games than there were 10 years ago, and that's why you're seeing sort of the trimmed down dialogue, trimmed down everything. And because you know, back in the day, in the late 1990s, early 2000s, you know, most of the people making video games were pretty intelligent, pretty nerdy, pretty niche, and most of the people playing their games were kind of in the same demographic.
Right.
So there was no need to cater to anybody in a broad sense.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do think aggregate IQ is going down. I just think in the case of video games, what we're seeing is the inclusion of a broader demographic.
Yeah.
That's what I'd put my money on.
Yep. Oh my goodness, is this Sandal? Oh no, it's Bertrand. Wait, no, it's the guy. Who the hell is this?
Well, he's scared.
Yeah, he's
You can
scared.
tell that.
Oh, it's Jarvis. Yeah, it's the guy that we're supposed to be here for.
Calm yourself,
These
Jabbar.
dwarves all look
Don't
alike.
get yet.
You? Granny's garters, she would hire you. I can't buy a break on discount. You know what? Go ahead. Take my head and pike it back to that sodding elf. I need the rest.
What? You stole from the Kunari. Let's just get to the point.
You brought this on yourself. Who else would steal their powder?
Wait. You're tracking for the Kunari. Then she did it. That elf got them after me for nothing. Bitch born.
I knew he was no burglar. We're not climbers.
Look, I'm minding business, same old. And out of the blue, some elf tries to kill me. Says she's got the Kunari powder and I'm her cover. I slipped her, hired some bodyguards, and ran for it. And now you're here. Great.
Okay, why didn't you tell the Kunari?
If you're innocent, you could plead your case to the Arashok.
Let's break this down. An elf with explosives wants me dead. Part 2, the Kunari may think I'm a thief and also want me dead. Either option seem promising? Didn't think so. Here, you want to drag Dark into light? I had a man follow her. The elf's in Lowtown. I just want to get out with my dead guards. Thanks for that.
I can kill him. You're annoying and dead. That's one option. Or I can just tell him to leave. I mean, am I supposed to know whether this guy is guilty? What is this? Exactly, Krogan. I mean, what is... I never really understood the initial thing with this dwarf either. Should I kill the dwarf, Krogan?
I don't know. I guess we could just flip a coin. I don't really feel strongly one way or the other. I mean, he's... What did he do again?
I don't know.
I guess
the Arashok of the Kunari said that he
stole from
possibly
them.
stole this stuff, this black powder recipe, and it's not a powder recipe; it's a gas recipe, and it's gonna kill everybody.
Okay.
And then he's like, "No, I didn't steal that. The elf stole it and said that I did it. She framed me, so I left town."
I'm gonna believe the dwarf.
All right. All right. Roger says this is a happy merchant. Well, be on your way, happy merchant.
Better luck wherever you're bound, Javaris. The farther, the better.
Right. Got me a rosy future to plan out. Think I'll start by selling some boots. Sodding bunch of... Take a long breath on a short shaft, you blasted dog lord inroaders.
Wow. What the... Okay.
Isn't it part of the... Maybe I've forgotten, but isn't it part of the lore that once the dwarves leave the caves or the underground, they're never allowed to come back?
That's for Orzammar, yeah. That's the city of Orzammar. Up in
That's
Ferelden.
just Orzammar.
I think there are other dwarves in other places. I at least I know there used to be. I don't know if the Orzammar is like the last sort of underground stronghold of the dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Well, let's go to the side alley to find this elf that framed him.
The damned air. You want to live? Stay out.
What's going on, Mason?
Guard Captain, there's... I can't even describe.
On your time, son.
Reports of some haze with a stench of rust and throw-up. There was a cloud, then a lingering mist. Anyone caught in the cloud just went mad. Then the others just wretched themselves dead.
All right, keep your post. We'll take it from here.
Ah, so the elf made the gas.
He's a good man. Trust that it's as bad as he says.
Well, it's the elf, I guess.
Let's hope this elf didn't try to make enough powder to sell.
Didn't sound like a merchant to me. Let's go.
Are we gonna go in the gas? The gas that kills people? I guess we're straight in the gas. Oh, right. What is this? Steel latch.
This should do the trick on those barrels.
Oh, I'm gonna close the barrels. Okay. Then I'll close this one. Oh, I need another latch. Do I have to kill all these?
You should get an arrow marker on the ground like you did for the other latch. You're just gonna have to run around aimlessly looking for it.
I mean, you can see the whole map here. I'm pretty sure I have to deal with these stupid waves, and then... Yep, now it's on the ground, right? Like, it's this wave combat system they like to use. It's all based around just, like, standing in one place and getting wave after wave. Really, actually hard to use these latches. What the hell? Hello?
Yeah?
I can't interact with this steel latch.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, now that the guy's
There we
dead,
go.
there was a guy dead on top of it. That's why I wasn't able to interact with it. I had to wait till his body despawned. All right, I closed another barrel. Time for more people to just jump out of nowhere to fight me in the middle of poison gas.
Yeah, wouldn't they be disinterested in fighting you among gas?
You would think they would just stand on top of the stairs and try and keep me down here or something, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to get paid a lot as a mercenary to
Well, this
run
is what's
into the
making me
gas.
think more and more about, like, you know, like the mayor of Brooklyn Center, you know, a Liberian immigrant, was talking about how cops don't need firearms anymore, how it's unnecessary. And I'm just thinking, man, what are you going to have to pay people in the future to be a cop? I mean, and to go into some of these situations and deal with these things without a firearm. I mean, you're going to have to pay people quite a lot of money. Or incentivize them somehow. Or hell, maybe we'll round people up and, like, force them to be cops.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, good. There's a steel latch under this dead body. Oh, I can touch it under his leg. Little spot. Oh. Who the hell's this? Is this the elf? I mean, could be her. It looks like a random woman. Oh no, this is the elf. That was just some random woman in a dress.
Easy. I'm just trying to find out what happened.
Is that Sirrah Hawk? You have enemies.
Oh.
I'm glad it's you, really. These poor people. You are a much better target.
Who are you?
Explain yourself. Now.
Kunari take my people. My siblings forget their culture, then go to the Qun for purpose. We're losing them twice. So I get some help from your people. We'll take the Kunari Thunder, make some accidents, and make them hate it. But this is all wrong.
You're crazy.
Only one thing to do with a mad dog.
It can still work. They're hidden in your city. They'll enrage the faithful and make sure the Kunari are blamed. Me, I'm finished. I just need a few more bodies. A few more.
Yeah, and this is just making her like her. They're making her crazy on purpose to villainize the idea of like ethnic kinship and like not wanting to see your people get, lose their identity and all that.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Yeah, that is definitely a big part of this because she's saying that her people get sort of lost twice, right? So, like they take her people, like a kidnapping, right? But they also, like, sort of get them indoctrinated with their religion, right?
Yeah.
So now they're sort of following some foreign way of life, some alien way of life.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's
I addressed.
Seen as she sees that as a betrayal of her people and what they are, sort of deep down.
Right, and it's interesting that they're villainizing that because what you see a lot of, like the other day, I think Now This is aren't they an outlet of Vox? I forget who they're affiliated with, but Now This anyway, whatever outlet they actually are, maybe they're their own outlet. They put out a piece about the first Arabic speaker who arrived in America, and it was this Moroccan woman narrating it, and she talked about how he was enslaved by the Spaniards and he lost his identity and he probably didn't view himself as a Christian and all of this. I mean, talking about all these different things that were just talked about here, but it was from a very sympathetic standpoint, yet it neglected to mention the fact that the Barbary pirates from whence he came enslaved all of us for hundreds of years.
Right.
Survivors are finally creeping out. Thank you.
Well, I guess we'll go tell the Kunari that the things have happened. I've prevented a plot to frame the Kunari.
All are forbidden.
Because the Kunari were going to get blamed for this gas, because it is like a Kunari weapon.
So, I was wrong about our thief.
It appears so.
They say we were careless with our trap, that this is our fault. But even without the Sarkamek, there would have been death. This elf was determined to lay blame at our feet.
But your feet didn't do anything wrong, did they?
What the fuck?
Selfishness won't deny.
It's so clever.
You allow
It's
it
like
to
a pun or
continue.
something.
God. People thinks this is funny, huh? So I wonder who's the writer back at, what was this, BioWare? Who's like, yeah, that'll be a good one. Selfishness, want, denial. How do you allow this to continue? And I can say, save the lecture, seem like you're just as despised. If you hate it here, leave. That's a good response.
If you dislike Kirkwall so much, why haven't you left?
Since we arrived, I have seen nothing but greed and weakness. Dwarves, humans, elves, just festering. No order, no goal.
Get out.
You are one of the few I have met with any ability.
Oh my gosh.
And
Me?
yet this too
The
was
special
random,
gamer?
A result of selfishness. I cannot fathom how a mire like this can be justified. You say we should leave, but how can you bear to stay in this chaos?
That's irrelevant, motherfucker. That is totally irrelevant. Sorry, shouldn't be swearing. That's irrelevant. Like, you didn't answer the question. You don't like it. Why are you here?
I can say weakness provides opportunity, which is like, I'm here to take advantage of these people. I
Right,
can say,
and that's honestly why he's here.
yeah. I can say I hope to make it better, as in I agree with him that it's bad, but I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna contribute. There's life is glorious, wild. I said it's life, or I can say it's life, glorious and wild, and I can say like all these people, like this is great, I love it. Or I can say I don't like it either. But what I really want to say is, who cares?
Push him.
You should leave. You know?
Yeah, I want to push that. I want to push that point, and they just successfully evaded it.
Yeah.
They just successfully evaded addressing that point. Why are you here?
Yeah, the writers can't
guest.
give us options to say what we want because they have a very limited worldview and aren't able to understand these issues at a deep level.
And again, the Qunari are here at the grace of the king.
Yeah.
You know, like they are allowed, and so he's just dumping all over them. And it's like, I mean, again, like this is really an important point to address. And yet, like gamers and people playing this probably just never thought about it. You know, because the writers never thought about it. And I guess at the time that this came out, nobody would be in a mindset such that they would think about it. But it's just, you know, looking at it now, it's just it's just blatantly obvious. Anyway.
You know what the Arashok is? He's a bitter expat. For anyone who doesn't know, on my main YouTube channel, I made a video that says bitter expat should go home or should return. So watch that video if you want to know what I mean. He's a bitter expat. He's in a foreign land, and he's upset about foreign people in a foreign land acting a foreign way. Like, oh, you know? It'd be like if you went to South Korea and you didn't like the way the South Koreans were living their lives, and you said, how can you bear to stay in this chaos? And it's like, leave. You don't belong there. Get out. And all these stupid options suck. Celtic says, check out the PS2 game The Getaway. It has the wokest ending of all time. I'll have to look it up. Slot says, a foreign minority is talking about transforming the host culture? Yes. Hey, Tomato Way, how's it going? Well, I guess I'll just say I hope to make it better, right? But I mean, like, I'm not gonna, like, it's so stupid because it almost sounds like I'm saying, like, don't worry, I will help to make it more within the Qunari vision of what life is supposed to be like. But they're just foreigners who are bitter about being in someone else's land.
My welcome to the city was not so different from yours.
And yet you suffer it.
It's an opportunity to make a real difference.
Karistan are soldiers. The Qun made it so. They can never vary from that assigned path, never be other than they are meant to be.
Okay.
But they are free to choose within that role, to accept and succeed, or deny and die. Glory is clear and defined.
Okay.
Could not this entire city benefit from that certainty? How else will you know when you have made a real difference?
Kind of surprised they would stick something like that in there.
I mean, this is like some Qunari telling me about how his culture and his way is so great and how we should adopt his way if we ever want a real difference.
Not only that, but you know, they're like Hawk and his family came here as refugees initially, and they needed help. And now it's like, oh, they're here, and this kingdom is benefiting from their presence because they're making a difference. You know, like. So, you know, originally it's like, oh, we need everybody's help. And now it's like, well, everybody's shit and we're making it better.
Yeah. Also, another super
on.
Short video that I have that's relevant to this is The House Guest. It's like a less than 2-minute video. The House Guest.
Sounds like a horror movie.
It's about our current predicament, so it is kind of horror. So I'm just going to say, did you come to convert us?
Have you come here to proselytize, to convert?
No. Foundering here was unexpected. I have purpose other than watching you rot.
Then leave.
Your kind may force our role to change, if the Qun demands.
Okay. Well, the elf said that you take elves.
She was angry to see her people losing their culture by claiming yours.
We accept those who submit to the Qun. The weak naturally seek the strong. It doesn't matter. We did not come equipped to indoctrinate. I am here to satisfy a demand you cannot understand.
It's been a long time.
It will take as long as needed. No ship is coming. There is no rescue from duty to the Qun. I am stuck here.
You didn't... Well, so you lied to the Viscount about this, then?
That is not the understanding of city leaders and their supporters.
Let them rot. Filth stole from us. Not now, not the Sarkamek. Years ago. A simple act of greed has bound me. We are all denied Parvolin until I alone recover what was lost under my command. That is why this elf and her shadows are unimportant. That is why I do not simply walk from this pustule of a city.
What?
Fixing your mess is not the demand of the Qun, and you should all be grateful!
What?
Thank you, human, for your service. Leave.
That's an awkward
Okay.
to charge. The Viscount should know.
Well...
Leave. Why don't you leave?
Exactly. I mean, it's a little interesting, you know, he's saying like, oh, well, actually, you guys stole from me years ago, so there's some sort of, like, past oppression that, like, oh, that's why we're really tied up in this. Slot says, in this game, they're not presenting the notion that there are different standards of success due to different biospirits. Right. And that's what I talked about in my... That's why I tried to use my video Physiognomy as a joke to introduce people to the notion of biospirit. Because I think, like, what is good for a society might be different based off of who's in it. Like, who's in the society. A different type of person.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of, you know, more dialogue.
Gone. Along with a wholesome treat.
The Kunari were blameless.
Right. A mad elf pushed by zealots, likely hidden in the very groups I have to appease. The Maker has a grand sense of humor. And the Arishok. I suspected he had no plans to leave. I didn't know it was just as annoying for him.
You know, it's interesting what the Viscount said just here. So, he has these different ethnic groups within his city. And so now he's got these elvish groups he needs to appease. But these elvish groups also have these zealots in them for their elvish cause. This is an example, actually, interestingly, in a game of how diversity really does create, like, mutually exclusive goals among different groups and leads to conflict. You know, in Mass Effect, they sort of paid lip service to that at the beginning in Mass Effect 1, where, like, Aiden Alenko, or he's like, all these different peoples,
Caden.
it must be, yeah, Caden, it must be difficult to, you know, coordinate them all. But then the rest of the series is about how it's not really difficult to coordinate them all because diversity's good, you know. But here we can see in this game, it's directly harmful to have these groups.
Caden Alenko says that on the Citadel in the very beginning. And then, like, the rest of the game, for the most part, like you said, is kind of like, you know...
Working against that. But then at the very end, the third game is all about going around trying to get all these different groups to align, because despite there being a unified threat against the entire galaxy of organics, these people still can't get along. Yeah.
Completely. Like, BioWare is a company that, in this regard, lacks any self-awareness.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna say he'll be dangerous soon.
He's a hair from the edge. You need to keep everyone calm.
Too late, I fear. It's a shame. He was making overtures of cordialness. Your influence, no doubt.
What happened?
A Qunari delegate and entourage paid me a visit. It was civil, tentative, hopeful. They left my chambers with precision, but were not reported by the outer guard. They are missing almost literally from my doorstep. What do you imagine will be the Arishok's reaction?
Okay. So he's concerned that this entourage didn't make it back to the Qunari, so the Qunari are going to figure that he killed them.
We need to get out in front of this, and fast.
I feel I've been trying to turn a stampede for some time now. Someone is pushing very hard. Speak with Seneschal Brown. Then you will see why I cannot trust anyone else with this.
This is a very, very, very common theme in TV shows, films, and even video games, especially within Bioware games. It's like someone is sowing all this mistrust against all these groups, and it's your job to mitigate that. Like the the Outer Limits.
Well, that's what they teach kids in school, right? The whites are trying to sow all this mistrust between everyone else, so you have to be this righteous force against white supremacy, and how the evil whites are trying to divide everyone.
Now that's where we're at now, basically. But like in the 90s and into the early 2000s, like the show The Outer Limits was a reboot of the older 1960s series, and I'm not that familiar with the original, but the subsequent reboot is very, very big on this idea. Like I would say, like 3 or 4 out of 10 of their episodes address this idea. It's like all about like these two factions and they don't get along, and it's because of this misunderstanding, and like the protagonist is always the one mitigating that and figuring out who or what is to blame for the mistrust, and then if it doesn't end like that, it ends with like complete disaster, and it's complete disaster because there was a fundamental misunderstanding. Like I think
so you are the you're the assigned anti-racist social worker to go solve the case, just like we are here.
You have information about the missing Qunari?
I am to help you, yes. Viscount Dumas would appreciate discretion in this matter.
Get to the point.
I would prefer that you were not involved at all, but that is neither here nor there.
Well, then don't talk about it.
I don't need your opinion. Get to what you know.
The delegate and his entourage could not be made to disappear without the knowledge of the city guard.
So there's someone on the inside.
Then he failed to report.
Several. You should start with one of them. Although,
I mean, the theme is always it's somebody. It's the zealot extremists on both sides who impede universal harmony.
Got to be.
Like that's always the idea.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Then you know what to look for.
We're on the cusp of world peace, guys. It's just these few bad actors who are making these substantially different groups of people have conflict over nothing.
And this is what's so frustrating and depressing and demoralizing and so on and so forth about white people, because white people, I think more than anybody else, for whatever reason that we're not going to get into, like they really want to entertain that idea that like we're on the cusp of like universal harmony.
Yeah.
You know, and like everybody else is kind of like, you know, I thought the Golden One had a great post on Telegram today. I can't reiterate the whole thing in a condensed format, but it's basically the idea of like all these other groups, particularly African Americans in this case, are acting like a unified bloc. You know, they're tapping into their biospirit in a collective way, and like just whites just keep ceasing to do that.
Mm-hmm. Someone on YouTube chat named Derek Chauvin. His logo, his little icon is of a jail cell, and he says, "Free me, Krogan. My qualified immunity ran out."
Aren't you Hawk? Emmerich left not long ago. He said you'd arranged to meet tonight.
Really?
Did I tell him that? I must have completely forgotten.
Don't you remember sending this message?
I didn't send this.
You didn't?
Strange.
That's not a good sign.
Well, I don't know. Emmerich's been acting strangely for months. It's probably just a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? You got a letter that's supposedly addressed for me, and it's not from me. Who's this guy?
Ah, my young friend. You've returned. I must sound like a chanter, since I know you've heard me say this before, but are you perhaps interested in a small job? I am still in need of a few rare ingredients that, I have to admit, are difficult to obtain.
No.
I'm not interested.
I'm sorry to hear that.
All right. Well, that's that done. Prime suspect. In the alley outside Lowtown. Well, let's go find out where Emmerich is, because he's supposedly meeting with me, but it's not actually me. Probably gonna find him in a chokehold or something. Of the blind alley. Oh. Monster.
Time to activate that script.
I think it's
Boom.
over.
Look at
I
that.
think it's over.
Uh-oh. Desire demon. Demon's here. Die, demon. Just like that. Oh, and there's another wave, of course. Why wouldn't there be more waves? Wave after wave of
Some mage
nothing.
sent that thing here to kill him. Why would anyone? Oh, Maker. The murders. Emmerich was right. He was getting too close. He suspected a man named Gascard Dupuis. Did he do this?
I don't. So I can say I don't think so. It's not that simple. Or yes, he fooled me. I don't remember exactly. Am I supposed to know this? I'll just say it's not that simple, and my character will explain what's really happening.
I can't be certain of anything. Gascard may have tricked me.
Then we need to find him. Do you know where he is?
I can either say Darktown or no.
Yeah, that's
Darktown.
He said he was going to Darktown.
Darktown's a big place, but we'll find him. He's an apostate, and Meredith will want him hunted down. I will speak to the city guard about this. Gascard Dupuis will not escape.
Well, I actually have the captain of the guard here.
However they can. Tell them I command it. Thank you, Captain.
Slot says the dwarf looks too happy with blood on his face. Yeah, Varric. Derek's in the YouTube chat complaining about his trial. Well, you know, there's always appeal, Derek. Maybe. Okay, let's go to the house.
Yeah, I could not get over what Greg Gutfield said on Fox News about the verdict. I don't know if you saw it, but he said with Judge Jean, Judge Jean on basically Greg Gutfield from Fox News and the Fox 5. He said that he was glad that Derek Chauvin got committed, or that he got convicted on all accounts, even if he wasn't guilty of all accounts. Why? Because he wanted a verdict that would keep America together. And Gene and everybody else started to kind of go off on him. They're like, no, we don't sacrifice, an individual because of the mob or whatever. And then he was like, look, my neighborhood got looted, and I never want to have to go through that again. Well, guess what, Greg? I got some news for you. You didn't satiate anybody. It's like, I hope Greg was going through all of Twitter and all the tweets and all the iterations of, we got a just verdict, but this isn't justice because they're going to come for you anyway, Greg. Your neighborhood's not safe. And you are a little slimy POS for saying something like that. Jeez, I couldn't get over that.
Greg is going to have his man card taken away because he's a scared...
Greg Gutless Field.
He's a scared boy. And Scared boy shouldn't be able to voice opinions like that on television. He should be at home. He should be able to talk to.
If just shut up.
He should have. No, he needs people. He needs like men in his family to explain to him more about life, right? He needs like an uncle who can take him under his arm and say, like, listen, you know, if you reward people for rioting and looting and give them the results they want, what you're doing is telling those people that this is their winning strategy. So continue. Once you find out your strategy wins, you enact that strategy over and over and over forever.
There are countless clips of all these BLM people saying now, we have learned that this works. We got this verdict because, you know, we came out and we did this. And it's just like, and here Greg is being completely selfish. He's willing to sacrifice all of our neighborhoods, all of our businesses, all of our people, all our justice system. He's willing to throw any cop there is under the bus because, God forbid, Greg might be inconvenienced with something. Like, what a selfish man.
Greg is a boy.
I've got something to show you. Come and see.
Is this my house? Or is this Meryl's house? Oh, this is Meryl's house. Oh, a broken mirror.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, I can say it's not as pretty as she is. I mean, she doesn't even really like me. I can say there's no reflection. It's broken.
Something seems off about your mirror. Shouldn't it reflect the room?
No. It's not that sort of mirror.
What the hell kind of mirror are there?
I've spent the last few years restoring this. One of my clan found it in the Brazilian forest, we think. Poor Tamlin. We never found him. Just the shattered pieces of the alluvion.
Okay. Why did you bring this mirror here?
What are you trying to do with this mirror?
At first, I just wanted to find Tamlin. But it's been too long. Tamlin is probably dead by now, if he wasn't already. But still, I know it can help my people. I can at least recover this one small part of our heritage.
So you could use this mirror to find Tamlin? This mirror is more of a crystal ball than a mirror then, eh?
This thing is what made the Keeper send you away, isn't it?
The Keeper wanted me to destroy the fragment I kept. She said our ancestors meant it to be forgotten. But it's a Keeper's place to remember. Even the dangerous things. We argued. I left. She's wrong. This mirror could teach us so much about who we once were.
So this mirror killed someone?
Do you think the mirror had something to do with Tamlin's disappearance?
The ruin we tracked Tamlin to was full of traps and monstrous things, but we found no body. His trail ended at the broken pieces of Alluvion.
Alluvion?
What's an alluvion?
Long ago, the elves had a kingdom, an empire that covered Thedas, and every city had an alluvion. The mirrors let them communicate across their empire, but I don't know how exactly. My people have lost so much. We know almost nothing of the days before Arlathon. This is a piece of our history.
You know, and that's something you'll see in these fantasy games too, where like different races, you got the elves and the humans and the dwarves and the orcs and the whatever, they will have the rise and fall of their kingdoms, but like no one stays on top. There's the age of all these different groups, and they'll like regress significantly. And I think what this is a part of the writers who don't think about society and civilization as something you sort of build upon itself, and it's like a reflection of the character of the people, right? They don't think about like a real biospirit. They think that the creation of kingdoms and society is just sort of an accident, and if it goes away, it might never come back because it's not really based on the people themselves, right? If you have the wrong guy in charge making the wrong decisions, you just won't ever get to see the civilization or something. It's sort of an accident. Which is obviously wrong.
Well, I mean, most of these writers, I mean, I would assert probably like just live in this perpetual state of believing, or this perpetual mindset of there will never again be a decline. Like everything we're living in now is like magical. We have crossed a threshold into modernity and it can never go away. Like,
Yeah.
in addition to everything that you're saying, I think just so many people just believe that. They believe that modernity can never collapse. Like it's just, you know.
Even though it has in Detroit and Baltimore, and it's going to happen in frickin' Minneapolis.
Yeah. I mean, there's that, but I mean, what I still suspect is that in the long run, in the next 100 years, like we might, and I don't want to go into too much about this since we're playing Dragon Age 2, but like I do suspect all of that is a real phenomenon. But I also suspect that we might have brain drained enough of the world's IQ to work on AI and related things so that we can eventually have a machine god nanny, you know, like, but if that happens, it won't be for a while. And we're like, no matter what, we're going to go through like this Brazilian type decline until we get to a certain point where we have like, well, I mean, I don't know. I could go on for a while about this, so we'll just continue.
It's not dangerous, I promise. I fixed it, or tried to, with blood magic. The mirror won't hurt anyone. But
Jeez.
it doesn't work. I've tried everything, and I think it's because it needs to be finished with a special tool. And a rule in home. And my clan has one. It's been in their hands for generations.
Okay, we'll go ask for it.
Go talk to the Keeper, then.
I just can't. You have no idea, the Keeper. I can't talk to her. We fight or talk circles around each other. She has a disappointed frown that turns your bones to jelly. Please help me. You will, won't you?
I don't think I have to help, but I'll say that I'll help for now.
I'll go with you.
Maceranus, I'll find some way to repay you, I promise.
Interesting. Oh, I got 10 friendship, even though she still doesn't like me, really. Alright, let's get out of here. Long road. Let me look at my quest log. Demands of the Qun. Offered and lost. Okay. To the Hanged Man. It's interesting that for the hangman, they have him hanged by his feet. Eric? What's up?
Just tell me if you hear more rumblings from the coterie about protection. Blondie's got enough trouble. Let me ask you something, Hawk. You made it into Hightown. I'd expect anyone else to get complacent, but you must have plans.
I can say that my plans are to take care of my family, which is just my mother at this point. I could say that my plans are politics. I can say I plan to buy a business, or I can say I want a title. Oh. Oh, God. I don't think it really matters, but I want a title.
I'd make a good noble, don't you think?
I wouldn't wish that on you, my friend. Nobility is just another word for a lot of rich people trying to kill you. To be honest, I thought there might be a chance you'd want to go back to Ferelden now that things have calmed down. It's good to hear you're sticking around.
I can say I can do some good here. I can say I would never leave you, jokingly. Or I can say I might leave. I mean,
go for that.
My character has no... There's nothing really here for me, really. I mean, so it's just this guy with his mom in this town. We only ever came here because there was a blight, and there's not anymore. My mother, and actually this character, my character, probably has more friends and acquaintances back in Ferelden. People who he grew up with, like a community.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're probably not going to appreciate the fact that you tucked tail and ran.
Yeah, he just fucking... Yeah. Yeah, I mean... You know, it's weird. So it's like giving me agency to say the things I want to say, but like... I don't know, you haven't given me a fleshed out character with real things to talk about. Oh. Oh, well, maybe I'll leave.
Nothing's been set in stone.
Well, think about staying. Kirkwall's boring without you. So, we've got a whole city-state full of trouble to get into. Shall we get started?
Okay, so Wrench says Wrench is on Twitch and he says, "Was the first Dragon Age the first Dragon Age was good? I would say mechanically the dialogue felt a lot better. It was a lot more enjoyable. The story was a lot more coherent, right? Sort of had a beginning, middle, and end. There was, you sort of built up, and then you have this great climax in the end. And in this game right now, I'm not sure why I'm even here. I'm not sure why the game didn't end in the Deep Roads. Because, like, the first few sessions, hours of playing this game, was like, we gotta get to the Deep Roads, then we'll be rich, and we'll be set for life. And now I'm rich, and I'm set for life, and I'm walking around talking to elves about mirrors. So...
That's great, man. That's some good stuff right there. Yeah.
So Wrench says, would it be worth playing? Well, we did play it on stream. If you own it already, you can play it. I mean, I don't know if I'd advise you to spend money on it.
Sunshine, Daisy, Ravani. What am I?
I would advise anybody
You don't call anyone by name
within our
except for me.
circles to never buy a BioWare game ever.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Don't give these people money if you can avoid it.
Hawk is a family name, and Bianca is a crossbow. Don't change.
Let's see what Isabel wants.
Isabella, you look well.
Are you talking about the flush on my cheeks? It must be the whiskey. Do you remember the relic I told you about?
You're not facing us, so we can't see your
I've been
cheeks.
following a lead.
He meant the other
I'm
cheeks.
so close I can taste it.
You don't need that relic.
The search for this thing has consumed you. Let it go.
Look, I know how you feel about this, but it's important to me, and I'm going to need your help when the time comes. Just promise me you'll consider it.
I can do it for a kiss. Ooh. I can say I'm with you, done, or we'll see.
I promise I'll consider it.
Thanks. I appreciate it. If I learn anything new, you'll be the first to hear about it.
Okay, let's get to the point in this Hangman pub. Oh, wait, not you. You, this guy. Hey, you.
Rich spending. It's a bit over your head, isn't it?
That's right, pal. Tonight I'm paid and blessed, and all I had to do was turn my head.
Oh, a guard who looked away.
To all my friends, hey, step back. I know important people. We're going to show this city what to do with heathen oxmen.
Heathen Oxman. So he wants to get rid of the Kunari. Aveline, I can say? Or you helped kidnap Kunari? Well, I'll just say Aveline. I don't know what...
Guard captain, would you like to have a word with your man?
Guard captain?
Yeah, she was right here.
Who?
What?
Who?
Who what? I don't...
Who bought you? Who bought the honor of a proud guard of Kirkwall and made him a drunken Mabari bitch?
I don't know. He was a Templar, I swear. He had the seal of the Grand Cleric and everything. It's true.
The penalty for abandoning your post is 10 days on the wall. I expect you to report in the morning.
Why does this town need a wall? You're just gonna let the Kunari in.
There's your answer. A Templar.
With the Grand Cleric's seal, no less. Well done.
So, I noticed some notes on the table.
All right.
Interesting.
Let's, offered and lost, go to the Chantry and find the Grand Cleric who did this. The Chantry.
So you're taking the captain of the guard to accuse the Grand Cleric of funding zealots?
Maybe.
It's a careful chat about missing Kunari.
Some days, Hawk.
The Grand Cleric, please. Tell her... Tell her it concerns the Kunari.
Sarah Hawk.
No, this person.
Sister Patrice.
Mother Patrice. Time has changed us both.
I should hit you over the head with this huge hammer.
I cannot grant an audience to just anyone. What do you want?
So I'm dealing with Kunari troubles, and I find this stupid woman again. I can say the seal was misused. I can say you set me up years ago. Or I can say her grace inspired a kidnapping. But instead I'm going to say, hey, why is it whenever I have Kunari problems, you're around?
Funny how you and issues with the Kunari seem to go together.
And you always assume their side.
No, I don't.
I was naive when last we met. I did not want you dead, but I felt a death was necessary. That may be too fine a point for you to understand. But you must admit, you came out the better for it.
You tried to get me killed. What is this shit? Die. You set me up.
I know you, and I know someone is abusing the Grand Cleric's seal.
Who are you to question who serves her grace? I am sorry, but I see no reason to let you pass.
My huge hammer.
How about the fact that her authority was used to abduct Kunari?
The symbol on the back, the white symbol on the red flag, reminds me of the ancient Indo-European sun wheel.
Yeah. See what people are saying in chat. Nume says, ever notice that you rarely seen this type of scenes, but with sexes reversed? Rarely you see a man intimidates a woman, unless he's being portrayed as a villain. Yeah. Slot says, can a person with a certain biospirit also injure it? It seems a modern dogma that choices/beliefs are identity. And saying you've made a mistake is erasing yourself. I don't understand that question exactly.
Yeah, I don't follow. The first part, I would say, yeah, definitely. But the second two components of that question, I don't follow. But somebody of a particular biospirit can harm that same biospirit. I mean, in fact, that's not to harp too much on this, but you know, if you read Kevin McDonald's work, that's basically what his work stipulates, that there's a particular facet to the European biospirit that now that it's come into contact with other biospirits, like that biospirit has a built-in mechanism or facet that harms itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah.
You know, if your gatekeeper lets in harmful things, right?
I'll speak to her grace another time. You will not always be here.
Stubborn. All right, Sarah Hawk. If you won't abandon this, let me offer you something. The Templar you seek is a radical who has grown unreliable. Confronting him may do us all a favor.
And he is what to you?
He is my former bodyguard.
Oh, that guy?
Hell. Assume what you wish, but I offer him to you as reconciliation. Meet me at this location. I invite you, Sarah Hawk. Come see the unrest these Kunari have inspired.
Oh my god.
Need I say I'm skeptical?
It's her game for the moment.
This is such a goofy quest, man. Alright. To Darktown. Wait. I think it's the thing right next to the Darktown. Alright.
Have to hand it to this Varnell. Nice place for an extremist rally.
Patrice is here somewhere.
It's an extremist rally.
Darn extremists are always just doing things so extremely.
Like any beast, remove the fangs and it is lost. They are weak before the faithful of the Maker. The only certainty in their precious Qun is death before the righteous.
You'll be mean!
Take a knee, faithful. The Chantry blesses us.
You claim a blessing when you have used the authority of the Grand Cleric so openly? You have brought wrath down upon you. You remember Sarah Hawk?
What? I didn't promise this.
The Kunari have friends, Templar. How will you answer their allegations?
Are you a friend of the Kunari?
No, I mean, that's the game has set, you know, like, I personally don't consider myself a friend of the Kunari at all. They should leave. But the game has said, like, well, here's this outsider group, you know, and they think your society sucks, but they think you're really cool, you know, and it's like the game is
you
like
should be friends.
Yeah,
you are friends.
The game is setting up our young, easily influenced gamer, like, yeah, you should like this outsider group that hates your society. And it's like, why? I mean, are we all just edgy teens on the inside, such that we like one little bit of praise from some sort of outsider group gets us off?
We're all just merchants in Toledo who are willing to open the gate on Palm Sunday. That's all.
Yeah. So I could say Varnell and the others should die, or I could say go ahead, kill the Kunari, which I think I'll do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't like. There's no way for me to not have people die in the situation. Like, there's no way for me to do anything. Like,
yeah, and I'm just curious to see like how nasty, quote unquote, they let you be.
Yeah, well, and I mean, it's like if I have to choose between some Kunari dying or Varnell and a bunch of humans, you know, humans dying, I guess I'll just have to pick the Kunari.
You're wasting time, Sir Varnell. End this so we can move forward.
No games, Ferelden. You've been a puppet for years. I see no reason to start listening to you now.
It's weird. So this reminds me of Mass Effect, you know, where like you have the guy who's from the Terra Firma party, and he's like, yeah. Humans got to stand up for themselves, and then Rex is like, yeah, humans should stand for themselves, and he's like, shut up, you Krogan, you know, no one asked you, and it's like, this is just some other person agreeing with you.
Yeah, I mean the idea, and this is made by the same company, probably the same writers to a certain extent, and what they're pushing is that if you side with, you know, the mean xenophobe people, then, you know, they're going to be, even if you side with them, they're still going to be mean to you.
Yeah.
Like you have no group to side with, they will be mean to you no matter what. Like, you have no side.
Yeah.
Hatred has blinded you to potential allies.
Not blindness, focus. Something our leaders have forgotten.
Gasp.
Righteous. Destroy them.
So now they're gonna attack us? Why? Once again, we have like, you know, stupid.
Once again, they have to reiterate that, like, you know, you can't side with these people because they're just going to turn on you. They're going to betray you. You see this over and over again. Like,
yeah, these humans who like humans are just going to kill you, even though you're human. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
I mean, this is one reason why I think it's very important for.
All right.
Well,
Time
hold on.
to bring this mess to the Viscount's attention.
Madness. Madness.
Yes, Excellency.
Chantry involvement. Even if they are fringe elements. Oh, it could not be worse.
Pick out the Kunari. This will be over.
No. I'm not doing that.
All of them?
This is interesting.
I can say all that were here. Or I can say, I suspect a mother of helping.
What? What does that mean?
Some mother helped kill people?
I don't know what that means.
I have no idea what that means. Listen, dude, I just pressed the script that kills all hostiles. I mean, what do you want from me, Viscount?
This group, at least, is crippled.
Then that, at least, is something. Not that it matters now.
Okay, that's what
We have the delegate, but
he was insinuating.
I
I
can't
thought he was
return the
insinuating
bodies to the Canary in this
displeasure at
state.
Hawk's actions,
Sir
maybe,
Arthur,
and he's not. He's
you know the Arishok.
au contraire.
What should I do?
I can say burn them to hide the torture. He's saying, what should I do? He's asking me for my opinion on the, you know, the diplomatic thing to do for the Arishok. So we could either try and hide this, or don't hide it, because he'll already know. And obviously, the whole sort of thing with the Kyun and the Kunari that they've been suggesting so far is that, like, the forthrightness is, like, absolutely critical to them, right? So if we try and hide this, it'll be, like, disgusting and awful to them, and if we don't hide it, it'll be good. So it seems to me that the obvious correct choice is don't hide it. So that's what I'm going to do.
Hiding this would only make it worse.
It would, wouldn't it? I'm losing my sense of how to balance this nightmare. I appreciate your help in this matter. As bad as this is, it could have been much worse without you. Kirkwall owes you. I owe you.
Okay. Well.
Herder.
There appears to be a small commotion at the Hawk estate, my family's estate. Go see what's going on. Hello? Mother?
Enchantment!
Oh!
No, Leandra. Leandra.
What's wrong, Uncle?
There you are. Where's your mother? Is she feeling all right?
Well, why wouldn't she be feeling all right?
I'm sure she's all right. Why are you so upset?
Your mother didn't show up for our weekly visit. Is she ill? She is here, isn't she?
No, Gamlin. We haven't seen her all day.
Uh-oh.
Where could she be?
With her suitor, perhaps?
Suitor? Leandra never mentioned a suitor.
Well, those lilies arrived for her this morning.
White lilies? I know something about that.
Don't just leave me waiting. What is it?
There's a killer in Kirkwall who sends his victims white lilies before he takes them.
Yeah.
He's murdered several women already.
No. You're wrong. Leandra is fine.
That's obviously, like, suspicious.
I can... Well, so the good thing I can say is Aveline will take care of it. Like, the captain of the guard will... Just... let's not worry. I can say, let's hope so, jokingly. Or I can say, denial isn't going to work. And I'm going to say...
I don't know.
Denial isn't going to work. Because the other two are insane.
Ignoring the facts doesn't change them.
You don't know for sure that she's in trouble. Maybe Leandra took another path to my house. I could have just missed her. I'm going back to Lowtown.
You should help Gamlin look for your mother. You might be able to track her more easily once night falls and the streets empty out. All right. The boy and I will stay here in case she returns.
Okay. Interesting. What's this? Writing desk. Uh-huh.
Oh, God. Don't go to any of that.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Give
letters.
you more nonsense to do.
That's so many letters. You think I'm gonna read that? Hell no. I'll bring the captain of the guard, because I normally do, and I'll bring these, because I don't really care about any of these other people. All that remains. Interesting. You know, it is... So at the beginning of this game, they portrayed my uncle as like a really mean guy. Well, no, they did. So they... it's really weird the way they portrayed the uncle. Like, they've made the uncle seem like a real jerk. But keep in mind, when we showed up to Kirkwall as refugees, he used every small connection he had to get us into the city and to get us jobs. They were indentured servitude jobs, but I mean, they were what we needed. They were the only thing that could have gotten us into the city, and he got that. And now he's still having weekly visits with our mother. We are living in the nicest part of the town. He still lives in the shittiest part of town. And he's still
loyal.
Yeah, and he still meets with our mother once a week as family. And they still portray him like he's a jerk. You know? And it's like... And keep in mind, our mother abandoned her family and didn't go to their funerals.
I mean, this guy literally changed his dead parents, poopy sheets. You know what I mean? Like, this guy literally like weighed on his dying parents. And like, oh man, just what a.
But he's the bad guy, and our mother's the good girl.
He's the bad guy,
right? Our mother's the good girl who was really supposed to be the favorite of the family, who got all the inheritance, even though he was waiting on his dying parents for the sister who wouldn't even come back to their funeral. This is so. Who writes this? My God.
I told you already. I saw her.
Did you see where she went?
And here he is, frantically looking around for information about how he can find her. Well, I'll pay him. I don't care.
I'd pay him.
Silver. Buy yourself some food and new shoes.
That's real silver, that is. I'm your man, through and through. Tell you everything I know. That lady was here. She looked like she was going to take the bridge to Hightown. But then a man came up to her. He stumbled and fell over right at her feet like he was dead. His hands were all bloody, like he'd been in a fight. The lady shook him, and I think he said, "Help." She got him to his feet, and he was wobbly. It was funny. Anyway, they left, and that's all I saw.
Describe the man.
What did the man look like?
He was a man.
Yeah.
He had hair and a nose.
Jesus Christ, kid.
And nice clothes. But they were all stained from the blood.
Can we have our money back? Can we have our money back?
All right, kid, give me that silver back. He won't get away with this.
I'll destroy anyone who touches one hair on her head.
Yes, you go do that. You're good at that sort of thing.
And I'm a coward.
Yeah.
Where he fell over. You could follow it.
Why don't you do what the boy says? I'm going to go home in case Leandra shows up.
I mean, that's not the worst idea. Because
they're
Leandra has two places that she can go in the city. Our house or his house. And we already have the dwarves at our house, right? So him being at his house is not the worst idea. But yeah, I mean, clearly, so even though he's concerned about her, and he's here in the middle of the night trying to find her, still when we show up, they're going to say like, oh, what? You do that. I'm going to go cower or something. It's like, God, they really want to hate this guy. They want us to hate this guy so bad that they just write nonsense for him.
This blood is fresh.
There are lingering traces of something. I think this was used for blood magic.
Blood magic.
If we hurry, there might be a trail we can follow.
Well.
There's another.
Oh. Up.
More blood. I'm on the right path.
Up. Oh. Over here.
Where is he taking her?
Next to the dancing lady. You normally dance on the street corner next to this blood? Uh-huh.
There. I hope I'm not too late.
Oh. Oh. Oh my God.
The foundry.
He jumped off the cliff. Oh no, it's over here. Over here. Into the foundry. One of the few buildings around.
This place feels strange. Wrong.
This whole game feels strange and wrong, woman.
Yeah.
This is where you found the human remains all those years ago. We should have known there was something else here.
Mother must be here somewhere. We need to look around.
Oh, blood.
There. More blood. They are here
Oh,
somewhere.
here it is.
I think whoever's blood this is would be dead by now. Like,
They are bleeding a lot, and they bleed in spurts. You know, it's not like they're leaving a trail. They just go a few feet and drop a pint. You know.
It looks more like a gallon. Like, I don't think that looks like a pint.
That could be a pint.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess it could be a pint.
Huh?
Either way, by this point we have several pints, and we have surpassed 2 gallons.
Yeah, someone's
dead.
someone's just someone must have a whole backpack of blood or something.
Looks like someone forgot to conceal the door to his hideout.
Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Rage demon. Demons aren't good. Mages are a conduit by which demons enter the world. Therefore, it makes sense that mages have to be locked up. Well, not locked up, but, you know, trained and whatever. And I found out, I was reading about this online, if we didn't bring my sister to the Deep Roads, where she died, instead she would have gotten taken by the Templars and put in the circle. I wish I had done that.
Alessa.
Now what are we fighting? Nothing? Who's this? Now what? Okay.
I guess you're fighting the atmosphere. The that smell. You're fighting
I know this locket.
odors.
It belongs to Mother.
Uh-oh.
Surprised I don't... Yeah, well, whatever.
Does he live here?
Oh, yeah. Whoops. What the hell? It's interesting. Yeah, this is like the living room, right? Get rid of all this.
Messing with us is suicidal.
There gonna be another wave? Yes, there's another wave. Why wouldn't there be? The wave combat in this game's just so unfun. I mean, this takes a long time even when I'm instantly killing things. Like, I'm using a script to instantly kill things. Do you imagine actually having to fight this crap? My god.
What is this?
Oh, that's a pretty little shrine.
That woman in the portrait looks like Leandra, doesn't she?
Creepy. I need to find her. Now.
My mother has a stalker? Oh, good. Here it is. A moment we've all been waiting for.
I was wondering when you'd show up. Leandra was so sure you'd come for her.
Where is she?
Is he going to spin the chair around?
You will never understand my purpose. Your mother was chosen because she was special. And now, she is part of something greater.
You're insane.
Spare me the demented rambling. Where is she?
She's here. She's waiting for you.
Oh, God.
I have done the impossible. I have touched the face of the Maker and lived.
What?
Do you know what the strongest force in the universe is? Love. I pieced her together from memory. I found her eyes, her skin.
I can hear you now.
Delicate fingers.
All right.
And at last, her face.
Uh-oh.
This beautiful face.
This is like Frankenstein monster
Searched
stuff, isn't
far
it?
and wide to find you again, beloved. And no force on this earth will part us.
Jesus. This is some crazy stuff. So this is my mother's head on someone else's body? Or is this my mother's head taken off her body and then put back onto her body?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Seems pretty, Jesus Christ. What is this? Okay. Well, let's kill this and... Okay, there's another wave. There's more and more demons. Desire demon abominations. Hey, abomination. Die. Okay. Oh. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh my goodness, another wave? Get rid of that. There's more. Well, I killed the dude. Threw a knife into the skull of a skeleton. Get my knife back. And here's my mother. Oh my god. This is
Now
really...
You're gonna have to kill your mother.
Oh god. I think she's already dead. I don't know what the hell this is.
His magic was the only thing keeping her alive. I'm so sorry.
Oh, so she's dead. Oh.
I knew you would come.
Ah! Talking to me. This is really weird. I can say, I'm gonna save you. I can say, don't I always, or I wasn't fast enough.
Why would you joke? Who would joke now?
I feel like you could say "don't I always" in an endearing way, and that would be nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see what they did for the joke. Maybe they'll say it in an endearing way.
You know me. I always save the day.
Sounds like a fucking shitty Hollywood movie.
Man would have
The
kept me trapped.
dialogue they write in those.
Now, I'm free. I'll be with Carver and Bethany and Father. But you'll be all alone.
Well, I have my uncle. Oh, but I can't even talk about that, apparently. I can say, I failed you, don't worry about me, or goodbye, mother. Well.
I'd say don't worry about me. I mean, if
and then that
passing parent should hear that.
Don't worry about me. My character might actually say that I'm with my uncle here, too.
I'll be fine, Mother.
My little boy has become so strong. I love you. You've always made me so proud.
So, phew. Well, that was something.
What a weird game.
Did you find her?
I'm sorry, Uncle. She's gone.
You were right about the flowers and everything. I can't believe she's gone.
I can say it was my fault. I can joke, denial doesn't help. Or I can say we have to move on in a mean way.
Yeah. So much for reasonable options.
Jeez. Well, I'll say we have to move on. Oh.
I know it hurts, but Mother wouldn't want us to dwell on it.
I think that wasn't that mean.
I'm not you. I can't just shove my grief into a corner and never look at it again. Why her? Why Leandra?
I can say she looked like someone, or it doesn't matter.
Oh
God.
This game has a way of outdoing itself.
Okay, because I think the basic story behind the stuff that we experienced throughout this game and this storyline is that this guy had been abducting women from around the city to cut off the body parts that reminded him of like some love he lost or whatever, and he sewed them together to make some sort of Bride of Frankenstein based off of trying to recreate this lost love or whatever. I mean, it's insane. I suppose he doesn't. I suppose I could tell my uncle that. Yeah, sure, I'll tell him.
Money, mo.
I'll say she looked like someone. Jeez.
The killer used Mother to magically reconstruct his dead wife. They had the same face.
What sort of nightmarish magic is that? Oh, Maker! Maybe the Templars are right. Lock the mages up. Throw away the key.
I can say, what would Bethany say? The dead sister. I can say you're right, or I can say magic's not to blame. And keep in mind, the way they've been... That's not actually the position of the Templars. They don't just lock mages up and throw away the key. They bring mages to the circle where their magic can be good for humanity instead of bad. Right? The problem with this guy is that he was a mage not in the circle. They don't just go into cells and rot away and die. But in this case, I'll say you're right. I'll say he's right. I don't know.
Mages have always been trouble. They will always be trouble.
Magic's always run in this family. It's a curse. Now even your mother's fallen victim to it. I wish you'd never told me what that twisted son of a bitch did to her. I wish I hadn't asked.
Yeah, well.
I hope you killed him.
Yeah.
Good. I hope it hurt. I should talk to the city guard. Make arrangements to retrieve Leandra's body. Take care, my boy.
Fairly reasonable betrayal of him at that moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Like, here's our evil uncle who's such a bad guy. I mean,
you
it seems...
know where to find me if you want to talk about it. I understand if you don't.
Captain of the guard walks into my bedroom to see if I
just
want to talk
out?
about my dead mother, and then just walks out. Gosh, I really am interested to hear what like a BioWare writer's room sounds like. Like someone thought this was a coherent story for a game. Good beginning, middle, end, climax. Oof. Slot says pressing the kill button, that's how I play this game, with the kill button, causes the most immense of agonizing deaths. Yeah, I like to think so.
All right, now what? Now what? There's still stuff at the Hawk Estate, but I guess that's like secondary stuff.
Wait. What's
Main
Descent?
plot.
Canyons. Anders. I don't want to talk to him. Okay. So it's a letter from the Viscount. That's why it's at the Hawk Estate. Let me look for the letter. Night Terror is following the Kuhn. Sarah Embargo Hawk, or Sarah. Please come to speak with me, and only me, in my keep. It is the matter of utmost privacy and urgency. I can trust no one else. Okay. Go see the Viscount. Viscount? Yeah. Slot says he thinks BioWare just got lazier in writing as time goes on. I think that's kind of true, and I think there's also like once you think you've made it and you're a success, sometimes you don't have that same sort of self-preservation, like, hey, I gotta be better each time.
Conscientiousness.
Yeah, sort of falls by the wayside. You just take your success for granted, right?
It is apparently not enough that the Kunari define my political life. they must also infect what I hold personal. It is my son, Seamus.
Again?
The life you saved,
Yeah.
he would now squander by converting to the Kun. He has left for the Qunari compound.
Oh my god.
Please, Sarah Hawk, convince Seamus to come home.
I should just put him in a bag and drag him home.
Dragging your boy out of the compound won't help matters.
I cannot leave him there. I hope you can convince the Arishok that this will only inflame the situation.
Oh,
he hasn't been quick to see reason to this point.
It is a hope. I am still allowed that at least.
Okay. So his son thinks the Qunari are so much better than us humans here in Kirkwall and everything like that. So he's going to go to the Qunari, and you have the... So now you're going to have the Viscount sons. Jeez. All right. Who are these people? See ya. Another wave? Oh, good. Another wave. Qunari compound. Oh, so this is the compound. Wait, what's this?
Or Seamus himself not wanting to be rescued?
Seamus isn't
Oh,
the type.
they're both entrances to the Qunari compound. Okay. Oh. Why were we underground for that? I was concerned. I was wondering where the hell we were. Anyway.
So, hope the Arishok wasn't planning on keeping the Viscount.
EMCD on YouTube says, as soon as EA gets involved, it gets more and more lazy. Nume says, BioWare was never good, honestly, at least in terms of story writing. But some of their games are entertaining.
Sarah Hawk.
I'm here about the Viscount's son.
Are you?
Yes.
In 4 years, I have made no threat, and fanatics have lined up to hate us simply because we exist.
You hate us?
Despite lies and fear, Baz still beg me to let them come to the Qun. They hunger for purpose. The son has made a choice. You will not deny him that.
An obvious political maneuver. I can say exactly what we need, isn't it? Or I can say you just need reinforcements. I'm going to say an obvious political maneuver.
No doubt you see the advantage of having the Viscount's son at arm's reach.
He is no longer the Viscount's son. Vidithari give up their lives for the certainty only Qunari know.
You would not take advantage of his connections?
The Qun may demand that advantage, but I do not. It was his choice to be educated. He is not my prisoner. He is not even here. He went to his father. Ask the Viscount why he would send you and a letter both.
All right, clarify.
That seems strange.
They are meeting at the Chantry. A last pointless appeal, I assume.
I doubt he'd involve the Chantry in such a personal matter.
No, but we know who would. Mother Patrice.
A suspect in many things. If she has threatened someone under my command again, there is only one response.
So here he is saying like, oh, you know, we've done nothing. Now he's like, hey, there's only one response. I gotta fight this. You know, okay, whatever. God, this stuff. Okay. Let me handle this.
Don't make things worse by marching your men through the streets without cause.
This is cause. This is the last insult I will suffer, Hawk. I will be watching. The Vidithari are of the Qun. This offense will have an answer.
So, you know, they are proposing something interesting with the Qunari here. You know, so you have all the citizens of this town, and they're in conflict, and I think on some level this is supposed to speak to gamers in the modern day. You know, the Qunari say everyone here is just festering. No one's doing anything. There's no purpose to their life. That's why they're coming to the Qun, because You know, we have purpose, we have hierarchy, we have rigidity. There are value to these things, right? That's part of what the Kunari are saying. And they're right.
Yeah.
There are value to those things, and it is good. But they are still outsiders who are coming in and screwing things up in Kirkwall, right? So on some level, yes, I think they're right. On another level, I want them to leave.
Well, they're also just promoting like endless xenophilia. Like your own culture and your own people don't have any of this stuff. It's everybody else who has it.
Yeah, if you want the hierarchy, if you want this, if you want the good things, you have to go to the Kunari way, because none of your people have this. Even though we clearly do. I'm working on behalf of the Viscount, right? Get up, loser. Oh, he's dead.
Sarah Hawke, look at what you have done. To pounce upon the Viscount's son, a repentant convert in the Chantry itself. A crime with no excuse.
I hate this lady.
Your Kunari masters will finally answer.
You did this, you stupid...
Are you mad? Your plans have fallen to outright murder?
The faithful know this has been building for a long time. Where Vonel incited, I reminded, in sermon and prayer. When people learn of this attack, they will rise. Not zealots or the unknowing, but the true majority.
You won't get the Kunari ousted. You'll get a slaughter on both sides.
To die untested would be the real crime. People need the opportunity to defend faith, starting with you. Earn your reward in this life and next. These heretics must die.
Wow. Okay. You know, here we also have a situation where... Okay, so the Chantry is a stand-in for Catholicism and Christianity, right?
Right.
So... Gosh. This is getting weird. You know, it's like... Can I not loot this? Come on. Righteous mob. So...
They're promoting the idea again that this religious order is once again manipulating the masses for a false majority desire that's not really there.
Traitors attacking the very core of the Chantry. They defile with every step.
There is death in every corner, young mother. It is as you predicted. All too well.
Patrice did this.
The young mother arranged all of it.
Don't you spout your Kunari filth. This is a hand of the divine.
I have ears, Mother Patrice. The Maker would have me use them. Sarah Hawke, is it?
Viscount Dumas' son is dead. Killed here in your name.
I'm sure my name won't like that. Patrice?
Seamus Dumas was a Kunari convert. He came here to repent and was murdered.
Well, I mean, what I wanted to get at was... So, they're going with the angle here that the young mother, Patrice, right? She doesn't like the Kunari, and she likes humans. And she doesn't like the Qun, this sort of Kunari thing, religion, whatever, and she likes the human religion, the Chantry.
Yeah.
So, you can't side with her. Because people like this are just going to be mean to you. And they're going to frame you, and they're going to try and kill you. That's what they're getting back to.
There's no route to to reasonably side with her. There's no reasonable route to take whereby you can support any of her positions via, like, again, a reasonable way.
Yeah.
I mean, not only can you not support her, but they don't even hint at there being a possible way to achieve what it is she wants to achieve by a reasonable method.
Exactly. Even though I am one of the most connected people in town now, that I have a direct ear with the Viscount, right? Now that the Viscount relies on me personally, even in situations where he doesn't rely on some of his closest people, this would be a good opportunity if I wanted to say, hey, we should get the Kunari out of here. This conflict is bad. You know, I still can't do it because in BioWare, the game player shouldn't want that. The game player should want the diversity of having the Kunari here, converting xenophilic outsiders or xenophilic humans to them, right?
Yeah, the Viscount is shit, and so is this kingdom, and the Kunari have all the answers.
Yeah, it's by learning from the outsiders.
This entire castle and
on some level, I think it's noble savage.
Here, like it just happened. It just happened. It's magic dirt,
Yeah.
And these people never had a past. They never had a history. They never came together and had a hierarchy and anything. The Kunari are the only people who had this. You know? And they just crossed the threshold into the magic dirt.
Yep.
It's a ruse, Your Grace. Seamus was killed to set people against the Kunari.
This is no longer a matter of heathens squatting in the docks. People are leaving us to join them.
And we must pray for them like any other.
They deny the Maker.
And you diminish him, even as you claim his side. Andraste did not volunteer for the flame. Sirrah Hawke, you stand with the captain of the guard? The young mother has erred in her judgment. A court will decide her fate. The Chantry respects the law, and so must she.
Grand Cleric? Grand Cleric?
Who did that?
Oh, the Kunari are marching. That's what they said they would do.
We protect those of the Qun. We do not abandon our own.
Keep in mind, this is a murderer, right? She was standing here with the This woman was standing with the captain of the guard.
Sent for Viscount Dumas.
She was going to go on trial. What we just witnessed now was a murder and did nothing about it.
Nope.
Because he's Kunari, right? Because he's an ethnic outsider, he can come and kill people.
He doesn't abandon his own either, but we do.
Yeah.
We just did.
Yes.
Country by those who held a sacred trust. What hope for this city when we fail our own so completely?
The Kunari, I can say the Kunari threat remains, and that's true. I can say look on the bright side. Jesus. Or I can say the city needs you strong. I'm going to say the Kunari threat remains.
The Arishok is still here, Excellency. You must be ready to stand up to him.
I cannot. I have already failed where it mattered most.
It's a weird response from him.
Yeah. Well, he's grieving.
Yeah.
Weird responses come from people in the middle of this.
Hawke, leave me.
All right.
This won't exactly ease tensions. The Viscount's son and Kunari aggression, even if justified, it won't end. Hawke, I thought this could wait, but I need to speak to you at your home very soon.
Okay. Wants to speak to me in my home. The last time she spoke to me in my home, she showed up in my bedroom and when my mother died and then just walked out. Oh, God.
This is important. Don't interrupt with your selfish prattle.
Get off your high horse. I have problems too.
What drink should I order, and who's the father?
Oh, you little...
That was a sick one.
That was pretty good.
Hawke, the Arishok is sheltering 2 fugitives who have converted to the Qun.
Ah.
He must be convinced to release them. He's already feared because of Patrice. If people start to think he can ignore the law...
He has.
I need your help.
He sent someone to kill in front of us.
I'm going to die.
Who cares?
There. Got your attention?
real problem.
Make some sense, both of you.
Remember the relic? The one Castillon is going to kill me over? A man called Wall-Eyed Sam has it. If you help me get it, Castillon won't kill me. Please.
I'm trying to keep the entire city from rioting against the Canary.
Yeah, but you're not showing much cleavage, are you?
Well, maybe it's connected.
What?
I'm just saying maybe it will help. It's important to someone, right?
Now you start being responsible? Shit.
Okay. We're gonna deal with the Arishok first, okay?
The Canary situation is more critical, Isabella.
But it could be over. I can't let it slip away again. I have to go. With or without you.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
If it could help.
No.
It is over, Isabella. This is just more important, and more lives are at stake.
Right.
But I have
Of course it's more important. Everything is. Goodbye, Hawk. Go save the world if it means that much to you.
Yeah, the world does mean more than you, by the way, Isabella. No matter how much cleavage you show.
This has already cost too much. Meet me at the Canary compound, Hawk. Finish up any other business first. It's already a mess, and it's going to get worse.
God.
Are you sure about this? The champion was asked to go to the Canary.
I suppose you think he planned the entire thing.
Considering what it led to.
Come on, Seeker. I'm not going to sell Hawk short, but nobody could have foreseen the way that that would go down. Or do you still think I'm lying to protect my friend?
There are elements of your story that make sense. And you couldn't have known about them otherwise.
Well, that's a relief.
But that doesn't mean you're telling me everything.
I want this story to be told. You're not the first to get it all wrong. I think I owe Hawk that much.
The way they keep cutting to this, with this seeker, with this deep female voice interrogating our dwarven friend, it's very, it just smacks of, like, really, really trying hard to make some badass, strong female push around some man, you know?
Yeah, I mean, she's standing and he's sitting. I mean, he isn't a throne, but, like, it's still, like, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't technically know if it's a throne. It looks like a throne, but it's still... yeah, reeks of what you just said.
All right. Making my way downtown.
Downtown.
So, the Kuhn, the Arishok has had someone murdered and has gotten away with it. And now he's sort of harboring fugitives, right? So, like, he's saying, well, once you join the Kuhn, you're part of our... So they're part of our brotherhood, part of our ethne in some way, right? Part of our ethno-religious order. And we look out for each other. So if our criminals run into their Kuhn, and then he protects them, he's bad. Like, he's a bad thing to have in your society. If someone like this shows up in your society, your state, your country, this is a danger to everything. This is bad.
Yeah, it's not a good thing to have around.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing to have around.
I'd wrap up any other business before we go. It's already a mess, and could get worse.
All right, not yet.
I still have things I need to do.
I need to
Don't
save.
forget, as soon as you're finished wrapping up your business, we'll need to go to the Canary compound together.
I guess this will be the end of the game.
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, as I've mentioned, there's obviously, like, no sort of grand narrative to this game like the last game. Like, in this game, we sort of did the thing that we were building up to, and now we're just sort of waffling around, and now this is
like,
what we're building up
half
to.
of this game is like an epilogue.
Yeah. So I think there's even more after this, right? So if you're looking for, like, a coherent narrative structure, a climax, beginning, middle, end, and a good story, Well, we're not playing the right game, are we?
It would seem not. It would seem not.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, I mean, we got a couple minutes left. Krogan, do you have the stream open?
I mean, I have DLive open.
Yeah. Well, I got a couple things. I just kind of for fun, right? Just for fun.
Fun?
Hey, yeah. Everyone in chat. Everyone in chat. What color is this dress? Just in case anyone because Krogan never saw this apparently when it was huge. It's the dress. I'm showing the dress on stream.
Mm-hmm.
The dress has a Wikipedia page. That's why it's the dress. I'm just curious what color you think that dress is.
To me, it is gold and white.
Mm-hmm. PMCD says blue and black. PMCD says that's definitely a blue and black dress. Well, let me move some things around my screen here. Give me a second. But yeah, if anyone's listening and tabbed out, if you look at the stream, you can see the dress. Open the dress.
And most people said it was blue and black, right?
Yeah, most people say this dress is blue and black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to me, definitively, without any hesitation whatsoever, it is gold and white.
All right. I got my side screen open here. And, I go in here, and if you, here, if you look real, obviously when I do this is, like, a sort of a bluish gray, right? That's the white. This would be the black part. I went onto the hex color charts where you let me see, you have the hex code for the color. If you start looking around at some of these colors and put it into the hex color chart, it does say yellow metal, like gold.
Yeah, so gold.
Yeah. So I would say that I would tell you, I think this image is a white and gold image, but it is of a dress that is blue and black. This dress in real life is blue and black. Let's see here. And that has to do with this. For anyone who hasn't seen this, it's now on stream. Basically, it has to do with the lighting, right? Some people are interpreting it as daytime lighting, and some people are interpreting it as nighttime lighting. And this image doesn't... It's actually... It would help if I did something like this. I even need to go deeper. Oh my god.
Is there, like, a video of this dress?
No.
Okay. I mean, that's what I would be most curious about. To see if my I mean, because you're saying on the hex code confirms that it's gold and white, but you're saying in real life it's blue and...
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, like, that doesn't quite add up.
So, I mean, the basic idea is that they...
I mean, I would want to see it in real life. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Or like a rough equivalent, which would be film. Not a photo. Like the photo, I mean, really, the photo doesn't impress me all that much. I mean, it does impress me if it's true that the majority of the people said blue and black.
Yeah, that's what the majority of people say.
Right, but I have no way to really confirm that. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Something about this doesn't quite add up to me.
Well, let me see here. Save this. I'm going to put another image on the screen. Image. Dress 2. Bonk. Okay. Suppose that. This is the dress. In neutral lighting. Roger says he's colorblind. A guy with a Russian name says white and gold for him. Slot says blue and black. Jacob says gold and white for him. Fergus says, imagine being gold. Weird AF. Blue for him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the fact that people in real time in chat say different things, unless they're all familiar with it, which I suspect that they're not, but the fact that they all say different things is intriguing. And I suppose the more I think about it, the more I could entertain the idea that, yeah, under certain lighting conditions, uh, blue would appear lighter than it is, and the black would appear lighter than it is.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I mean, at the end of the day,
it's strange. But it's strange because it's not like if you lighten blue and you lighten black, you get gold and white, respectively. Like like so.
Right.
I mean, this has to have something more to do with like the UV spectrum, like changing in people's brains based on like I mean, people's like literally like the optical part of various people's brains is not uniform. Like like there is something different in a set amount of people that interprets UV lighting or lighting. Like yeah, this is just
so well.
Weird.
Here's the thing. For you guys who say blue and black, what would you say about the background of this image, right? And what time of day would you say this is? Where is this? What's happening in the background, right? How would you describe the setting that the dress is in? For those of you who say blue and black, I think Slot says blue and black and whatever. Slot says the background is bright AF. Yes, it is bright.
Yeah, I mean it's the same. I would say. I mean, I say it's the same. Like it's very bright.
Right. But like, what time of day? What sort of lighting? Because that's what's actually happening. Is our brains are interpreting the lighting situation differently. Like, if you ever read a book in the middle of the night, let's say if you've ever read a book under regular incandescent light bulbs, you would say you're seeing black text on a white page, but the page is probably slightly yellowish, and the light in the room is very yellow under normal incandescent lights.
Mm-hmm.
But your brain is adjusting that sort of really, really strong yellow, almost tan, to white, right? That's something your brain is doing. Well, if your brain, if you see this as a blue and black dress, your brain... See, Slot says he says it as noon, but if your brain said that this is natural light, then your brain wouldn't adjust this to blue and black. Your brain has to be interpreting this as unnatural light.
Yeah, I was going to... Well... To me, the lighting looks like artificial. Especially the light in the upper right-hand corner. That looks like... It looks artificial. It looks like there are some like bluish rims around it that to me suggests that it's not sunlight. It's coming from somewhere other than the sun.
All right, let's...
Can you... Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh wait, no. New.
Do we know what the lighting situation is?
I forget. Someone can look it up real quick, but I'm just going to grab the blue and the black from the regular dress. Oh gosh. Let's pump this up. Boom, ba boom. So here's the black from an accurate photo. Here's the blue from the accurate photo. This is the kind of dress this is. He uses these colors. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. And then I'll do one more here. And then we'll go to the other picture. We'll go up to where the black is. Hit it there. And then we'll go down to the blue.
Well, the black part in a see here's what I think might explain the black turning to gold is that well the dress isn't being worn by somebody in the actual photo though, is it? Where it's gold and white.
I don't know. I think it might be on a coat hanger.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we do then we'll grab this. So I don't know, for any of you guys who haven't seen this before, I mean, does this blow your mind at all? That these are seen as the exact same thing on some level? I mean, I don't know. It's pretty wild. I should have resized that different. Let me do this.
I mean, I think it's fine. I think it gets the point across.
Yeah, but I want to do that. There we go. But yeah, so like this is the real dress in real life, and this is the dress in the photo. This is the actual colors of the photo. But yeah, that's quite a difference. It's very interesting how lighting plays into that. But I was thinking about maybe I'd do a couple of these things on some of our streams when we have a few minutes to burn. There's lots of weird audio, visual things. Slot says there was no blue hair in Fallout 4. There was definitely blue hair. But the room was blue. You know, like the lighting of the Institute is a blue lighting, which was making his hair blue, right?
Well, in that particular room it was. Throughout the Institute, I don't know if there's
okay.
blue...
The room was blue.
I mean, I'm familiar enough with the types of light bulbs in the engine that there are like quote unquote white lights with like a blue tint. They're named that way. I haven't looked around in the creation kit enough to know that. I'm pretty sure most of the lighting throughout the Institute is like very bright white, but in some of those particular side rooms, you get like this bluish white bulb.
Yeah. So his hair, his hair was blue. The room was blue. The lighting was probably blue. That's why his hair appeared blue. But to my eye, his hair took on more blue than other things in the room, which said to my brain, his hair must be blue then, right? Like if, for instance, again, like if you're in incandescent light, yellow light, and you look at the pages on your book and you look at the wall, these things will start to appear white to you because your eyes are adjusting for how yellow the light is, right? Mm-hmm. But if you find something that you still identify as yellow, that means that it's not white, right? It's much more yellow. So I'm looking around in the Fallout 4 game at a very blue room, but his hair is even bluer than the room, which Ted said to me, oh, well, if I take out some of the blue from the scene, his hair will still be blue after that, right? Okay. So anyway, yeah, there's the dress. Very interesting stuff. Tomorrow, we'll be streaming on Krogan's stream, right? We're going to do more...
Yes,
is it going to be the last one?
I think I didn't check, but I think if not the subsequent stream would be like pretty short, I think. Yeah, so
Detroit Become Human on Krogan's stream tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah. That's the dress. And coming up on this weekend, we'll also be playing A Way Out at 3 p.m. Eastern. That'll be interesting.
It will.
So Base Gandalf wants to know when the next A Way Out stream is. Yep. So 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. Well, you have anything to say before we go? I gotta go to the bathroom.
No.
Okay.
I think that is it. That is it.
All right, everybody. Have a good week. See you tomorrow on Krogan Stream, 7 p.m. Peace out.